Hello, and welcome to the webinar covering the Agile Ticketing Update for version 6.21. We are very excited to introduce you to the significant benefits to the Agile Ticketing System. The first enhancement we are going to cover today is film voting and balloting. With this new feature, your organization can allow customers to vote on films and events they have watched or attended. Also, customers can vote for streaming titles right on the page where they watch the film or streaming event. Let's take a look. In order to set up voting, we need to go to the Web folder under Entry Points and set up a new ballot collection entry point. I have one already set up, so let's take a look at what control points we have around voting. We have the name of our entry point, and our important information on the General tab is the voting date range, when it starts and ends. Also, we can adjust the event date offset to include events that started before the voting period starts. Under Organizations, we set which folder of films or events to include. Right now, we're including the Film Agile and Streaming folders. Under the Text HTML tab, we were able to customize the voting page and voting widget to include any images and instructions relating to casting votes. One other thing we can do in admin is mark an event as excluded from voting. If we look at our animation shorts program, go to its properties, we see that we can exclude this from voting, but the underlying shorts that are in this program will be allowed to be voted on. Let's visit the voting link and look at the details online. Once a customer signs in, the voting page shows all of the films and events that are valid for voting as set in the entry point. We can see the individual shorts are available for voting under the Shorts program, along with all the other films or events that I have purchased. We can easily cast our vote for the items. We also have the icon next to the film name that we can click on in order to find out more information about that event, just in case we had forgotten. Also, we'll see that the voting widget is embedded right on the streaming page so that customers can vote right after they watch the film. In order to facilitate communication around voting, we have added a new CRM email to allow communicating with customers who have not voted to remind them to vote before the voting period ends. Also, you can contact those customers that have voted to thank them or let them know who the winners are. For vote results, we've added a new voting extract report to include information about all of the votes cast between a date range. I will run this report to get the votes for this month. The report includes two sections, one with the data grouped by each event and date, and the other by film name. In each case, we provide details about the number of tickets ordered, redeemed, total votes, percentage comparison of voting versus redeemed, tallies for each value 1 through 5, and the average vote value. The next enhancements we are going to cover today is with the AgileLINK streaming. We have been working hard to further evolve and make the streaming process better for different scenarios. The latest changes to AgileLINK have come from direct feedback from our customers. Let's take a look. Looking at an event in Portal, we can now preview the streaming title before putting it on sale. I can scroll down to the streaming properties for this film, where I'll see the new preview button, and I can view the title as the customer would see it on the streaming page. If the title contains pre-roll or multiple films, you can view those in the order you have defined in your playlist. You will also note for Cinesend and AgileLINK titles, you can take the voucher code shown below the preview and enter that into the Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, and Android TV apps in order to test OTT viewing. The next enhancement for AgileLINK is the new AgileLINK streaming report. This report will give you information about the number of streams viewed over time, by event, and information about uploaded titles to AgileLINK. Looking at an example report, we can see the graph of daily streams, along with details by day, the quantity of streams, and the number of times each event has been watched, along with those assets that were uploaded to AgileLINK, along with the pending assets that have been requested but not uploaded yet. The next enhancement for AgileLINK is in the Sales app. We have made sure that customers are required on orders for streaming titles. Also, we have made sure that all geo-blocking is handled in the Sales app, just like it is online. The next enhancements for AgileLINK is in the Admin app. We have added the ability to customize the OTT app instructions in the System Control area. We'll go under Settings, System Control, go to the OTT app instructions, and we can override the default and provide the instructions pertinent to the apps that may be available via our Cinesend account. You may have certain apps supported through your own Cinesend instance that you can customize the instructions on how to redeem the titles on those supported TV apps. Also in the Admin app, we have made it easier to input the streaming asset ID for all streaming types. We go to our Animation Shorts program. So for any type, Vimeo, Vimeo Live, Showcase, Zoom Meeting, any that where you're potentially taking a URL from one of these video or meeting providers, if you were to paste that into the asset ID, we'll go ahead and strip out what's needed to make sure that the process works as expected. The next enhancement we are going to look at is the accounting class. You can now define a class when setting up revenue and payment accounts to provide a further grouping criteria for your reporting. This is especially useful for those clients that utilize class accounting within QuickBooks. Let's take a look. We will go to the accounting folder. Under revenue payment accounts, we'll look at the film revenue account. Here we can define our list of classes and choose the class that we want to assign to this particular account. All major accounting reports and customer reports have been updated to include the new class field. Also, you can send the class value to Donor Perfect for gift records via the Agile Ticketing integration. The last enhancement we're going to cover today is around receipt printing. In one of our last updates, we provided new ways to print receipts at a concession stand for online pre-orders. Now it is even easier to make sure that all item questions answers get printed on the receipt to make sure the order gets prepared correctly. Let's take a look. Under the Settings folder, in Ticket Formats, we'll take a look at our order receipt format, where we define the line item details. We can say whether or not we want to include answers with this type of item. I have chosen to include the answers on event and catalog type items. The next thing we need to do is make sure our questions are defined to appear in the ticket format. I will set the ticket format index for my question to make sure it appears on the order receipt. The values 1 through 10 also define the order that answers will appear. Now we can go look at the order to see how this looks in practice. I will pull up an order with several items on it. When we go to preview the order receipt, we will see that the answers to the questions that were asked will appear each on separate lines underneath the item it relates to. This makes sure that I see the details I needed to make sure this order is correct.